Hello, my name is Starlight. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I'm reaching out to all of you beautiful souls out there. I hope you're able to get out in nature like Starlight is. And I can't believe most of the day is already gone, and I'm finally getting out today because I did have an appointment this morning. So it's like I just not too long ago I looked at the time and I said, wow, where did today go? So where did the day go, Starlight? I don't know, but here we are at a new hiking trail, and this is where they actually have hang on, I got my bell with me. This is where they have a spot for the doggies to play with other dogs, and so it is really awesome because out in Florida we really need that for dog owners and the doggies, of course. So anyway, I hope you're getting out in nature somewhere and enjoy the beautiful weather depending on where you are, and be grateful for the weather you have right now, because just like life, when we start complaining about the small stuff, big stuff starts coming, and it's like, wow, I guess earlier I didn't have anything to complain about. So enjoy the beautiful days when you get them, and of course some of you are going to get even better beautiful days because you are living in where I used to live in New York. So anyway, I really hope you're being kind to yourself and others, and don't forget your loved ones, and really think of the things that you are doing in your life as far as food goes. What kind of food is it healthy? And whether you do drugs or alcohol or cigarettes, that's about what my channel is to be the change that you want to see in the world. And it's also about letting go of things that no longer serve us, or letting go of people that no longer serve us. So anyway, if you are new to my YouTube channel, welcome, and you can find me at Starlight on YouTube, and also that is Kathy with a K Dingman. Plus, you can give this video a thumbs up. That is if you want to see and be the change that you want to see in the world. And don't forget, you can leave a message down below. Beep, beep, beep. Plus, how many pluses? Don't forget the notification bell, ding, ding, ding. That way you do not miss any videos. And you can also follow me on Instagram, and that is at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K, Dingman Starlight. So, and also don't forget my playlist. Some of you might just watch each video as they come out, but really check out some of my past videos about different, just check out the playlist, see if there's anything that interests you. There's also, videos that you never know what's in those titles, so you'd be surprised some of the things that I have hidden in some of those playlists. So anyway, here we go to a new hike, and I couldn't do it today because I had to be somewhere this morning, so that pretty much took my whole morning. Is hopefully maybe tomorrow, but I'm not promising. But there is a place that I want to visit. Everybody told me, hey, you think this is great now? And I made a video yesterday about saying how I was in paradise. They said, you gotta come out here in the morning time. So I said, hey, I'm gonna take you up on that. So I really do. I want to go out there and check out that beautiful park out in the morning, because they said all these animals are all over. So anyway, here we are, and it's funny how I never know what topic I'm gonna, sometimes I do know what topic I'm gonna talk about, and then other times, I have different things that I want to talk about all at once. So I thought of, like what to talk about because of my day today, talking with somebody that I know. And this is for people, and it's for all of us, really, because you never know. Even if you are in a relationship now, there's nothing in this life, though, you know what? Nothing is guaranteed, and it sounds horrible for me to say that, but really, when COVID came, bam, imagine how many families actually were torn apart because of COVID, where really a lot of times that, I was talking to somebody yesterday actually, and said, things like COVID, it was a horrible thing. Starlight could not stand wearing a mask. I definitely had a problem with that, and you might have too, of wearing a mask everywhere you go and having a hard time breathing, because that was Starlight. I'm like, I can't breathe, you know. So anyway, I see the dog park, so I've never been here. I have no clue. We're just gonna wing it. So Starlight's not really gonna go to the dog park, but actually, you know what? Maybe I just don't know if these are dead ends or not. So I'm just gonna, before I go anywhere, I just don't want to go right to the dog park. But so anyway, like I was saying with COVID, it is so important. We had that, and it did. All of us got affected one way or another. Oh wow, I've never seen. Look at Mr. Baby Turtle. Isn't he cute? Starlight, he's never seen one of you guys look so little. You are so adorable. I don't even know what. You are so cute. You're the smartest one Starlight has ever seen out here. Boy, is this a blessing. God knows exactly what gets stolen. I could have a horrible day, and then just seeing like a little baby turtle like that, just totally makes me forget about anything I could have possibly had any. Not saying I had a bad day, it just is something that I get so tickled pink about being out in nature, So, like I was saying about with COVID, as I was explaining to somebody the other day, is, and I did put a video how COVID changed my life, and it really did. I was going in the wrong direction, and I was torn apart, but you know what? It was necessary. And so there's a lot of families that got broken up, through that. I know a lot of people probably, either the husband or the wife, they're like, get away from me, and most of the time I have to pick on you guys about this, but not saying that this always happens, because Starlight is a female, and we all have needs when we're in relationships, like when you are in a relationship, where men seem to have more of the need for it than women do, but to have some of that, I'm trying to word it, is to have some intimacy with your loved one. And when COVID came, sometimes it's the women that were so afraid of COVID, or it could have been the guy that was so afraid of COVID, in a relationship with children. And so I really can imagine, I've imagined this the whole time. I'm surprised they didn't have a movie, with, of course, I don't even watch TV anymore. I haven't watched TV. What is TV? But I haven't watched movies. I don't even remember how long. It's been like a couple years now. But, I was surprised that they didn't come up with a movie with all the messed up things that happened with COVID. I was waiting for it, but I don't remember hearing anything of any movie being made. But I was always wondering what was going on in everybody's homes during the time of COVID with couples, And as I was explaining to somebody yesterday, where it actually helped me, And so where were you during COVID? And this is not what this video is about, so don't worry. I'm building up to what it is about. What were you doing? Who were you with? Were you single? Were you dating somebody? Were you married? Did you have a boyfriend? Did you have a girlfriend? And are you still with that person now? That is my question, and you just can think about it, And so are you with that person today? What changed from COVID? What is it that changed or took place? Or did everything stay the same? Because everything did not stay the same for me. This is beautiful. Everything changed. And that's why where I am now, I mean, it's funny how action, and then there's a reaction. So I was about that long time ago. Action, reaction, action, reaction. It's like every action, there's a reaction. And then it just it just like a domino effect, where then that, if that didn't and that's what I thought my whole life. I'm like, if I didn't do that, then this wouldn't happen, and that, and then and it just goes on and on and on. And I don't know, they probably have some kind of funky name for what I'm explaining, how, things that we decide to do or choices in life that, like, hey, if I didn't go out with that person, then where would I be? Or if I didn't go to that job, where, would my life be at that point? I just want to go down here a little bit. So anyway, the reason why I'm making this video is about people that might have just got out of a relationship, and so they're out of a relationship, they just got done with one, they're just kind of getting back to their old lifestyle that they had before. They might have had to move out of that place because sometimes people move in together, sometimes they are in a relationship where they're they have their own like house or an apartment or wherever they live, where they were dating, but then they decided that, hey, this is just not working out, where they might not even been able to move in together, or they might have been able to move together and they might have possibly got married, and whatever way, there's different ways that people do get into relationships, and then they realize that, hey, this is not working out. Like I said, with COVID, I can't even imagine all the different things that happen with so many people in the world of, they could have been happy one moment with the person and then totally, where that person left them, took off, or, or they broke up with somebody. All kinds of weird things could have happened during COVID, so anyway, what this video is about is people that did get out of a relationship, and this is a big, huge problem in the world, which I was talking to somebody yesterday, is, people are in such a rush when they get done with a relationship, is just to let you know there's nothing wrong with being by yourself. There's nothing wrong with spending time alone with you. You, yourself, and I. Me, myself, and I. Starlight loves spending time with me, myself, and I. Believe me, we all have a big party when nobody's around. So, I love myself, and I love spending time with myself. But the big, huge problem in this world, and I've just recently, heard a couple stories about different people that I either know or don't know, and where they need healing. They broke with, either they had a mutual agreement saying, hey, you know what, this isn't working out, let's break up. And it's like, yeah, you're right, we tried it, but they say in order to know someone, you got to really live with them, and I am a definite firm believer on that. So not that you even have to have sex. Everybody is in such a rush to hurry up and get to the home base, before they even get to know someone. And that is a big part of what this video is about. People say, hey, I'm lonely, and I miss that affection. So that's what this video is about, is, and I'll tell you, Starlight's been there. I've been there, where, you've been single for a long time, and men and women are all different in different ways, so there's some women that have more need in the bedroom scene, than other women. Some women, they'll take it or leave it, and then other women, they want it all the time, and then there's other women that don't even care one bit at all about any of it. And the same goes with men, but mostly I would have to say most men probably prefer to at least something regular when it comes to the bedroom scene, some kind of even flow, or depending on their age and, their maturity level goes, as far as Starlight is concerned. And I am just going by my experience in my life, where men are all different. You got some of them that, they can't help it, and it's all really, to me, depending on, you got these two parts of you, You know, the one that you feed the most, I was thinking of this video last night when I was in my car in the back seat, and you're probably thinking, okay, what were you thinking in your back seat last night? You know, is what I was thinking is, see this sand here? Hi. So, well, you know, there's times I'll feel something bite my ankle, you know, because I never can see him, but, you know, I don't know what a sand flea, does anybody know what a sand flea looks like? Well, you can't see them, I never seen one, but they bite you and they leave these little red marks, and even like pet fleas, dog fleas, you know, at least with the fleas for a dog, there's like, I think they're dog fleas, which are funny. They start out big and then they get on your dog and they will suck the life out of your dog. Not really. I mean, the dog's still alive, but if you don't actually notice that this dog flea is on your dog, they are gross. They are really disgusting. Dog fleas are, because they can get bigger and bigger and bigger on your dog, and you know, then it's hard to get them off. Sometimes I've seen them on dogs' faces or, you know, certain places, and I feel so it's so gross, and they suck on those dogs for dear life. And but anyway, what I'm talking about, sand fleas, to get back to really where I want to go, is just like men. I'm going to pick on guys. Guys, I'm sorry, Starlight's going to pick on you guys. Is just like fleas, like a sand flea that lands on you and it bites you and you're not even aware of it, and then you realize you got an itch, you know, it's kind of the same thing like when a man, you know, whether they love women or they don't even have to love women, they want to have sex with a female, but is just like a bite on your leg from a sand flea or wherever it gets you, is, you know, if you start scratching that baby, it's going to irritate and it's going to itch more, and then you're going to want to scratch it more. And it kind of reminds me of, there's a way that and we all can be guilty at different things and doing this in our life, but I got to pick on the men on this, is that, you know, especially the young ones, I would have to say, but sometimes it doesn't even matter of their age, because sometimes they never outgrow this, is when they have like an addiction of sex and they always want it all the time. They can't go out in public without, you know, like, and believe me, they get hit left and right by different girls all over in public, you know, no matter where they turn, you know, they're always being aroused by something out there in the world. And it's all set up on the guys, you know, the way this world is. You know, it's not God's plan that would be happening, but it's like that bite from a sand flea is, you know, when I notice that I got bit by a sand flea, I control myself and I'm like, Starlight, do not itch that. And that's just kind of like a man when, you know, he's alone. And like I said, all of you are all different. Some of you might not even care, you know, it might be a build-up and then you're like, hey, now I would like to. But, you know, it all depends on how much control you have over your mind and your thoughts and your, you know, like, I went to church before, and, you know, I've heard a lot of hard preaching on this topic about men not looking after women to lust after them. And sometimes, you know, men actually, you know, they said, well, it's because of the way the women are dressed, you know, this is how it's making me feel, you know. But, you know, Starlight's going to be straight with all you, is, you know, is there magazines around your house? Is there, you know, do you go on your computer in it? I knew a guy a long time ago, I couldn't believe it. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. He didn't have a laptop, but people are very open with me, and I didn't, you know, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. But they do this is because they don't have a laptop, and then there's porn on your phone, and I'm like, you gotta, you know, really that little bit of screen, you know, that they, you know, they want to have that alone time with themselves, you know, to take care of that part of them. And yeah, that phone, that poor phone, is Starlight's really bad. But, the more you tease that flesh and cave into that part of you, just like that itch, with a sand flea, you're like, just like any other, it doesn't even have to be porn or sex or anything like that. It could even be with drugs and alcohol or anything, liquor and all kinds of different addictions out there. But, like that sand flea, that's what I was thinking. Like, I could be strong and say, no, Starlight, you cannot scratch. Do not scratch that, You know what's going to happen when you start scratching that freaking sand flea? It's going to make you want to do it more. So there's people that are dealing with stuff that, they want to be with a female, because they want to have a relationship with them, but not only have a relationship, but to have sex with them. Their drive is to, like take care of that part of them. I'm not going to go through this way. So they might be searching for a female because they want to take care of that part of them, the physical part of them, sexually wise. And, where they tease that flesh by, like going on the porn sites or looking at magazines. I don't know what your thing is. Every guy is different. However, they're doing it these days, or even go to one of those X-rated places that you can go and entertain yourself somewhere with models, or chat sites, whatever floats your boat, is the more you tell I call it your flesh, is the more you give it permission to, yes, okay, let's do this, we're gonna, check this porn site out, and you're teasing your flesh, by doing so. And when you do that and you don't control yourself and you just cave in to whatever the flesh wants, hey, if you want it, I'll, it feels good, I'll do it. And Starlight used to have a saying a long time ago, if it feels good, I'll do it, or whatever. I'll try anything once, if twice, if I like it. All these different sayings that they have in the world, and that's what you got to watch out for, And I realize with those fleas that bite me on my ankle, I got to have some mind power. I got to have some control over my life, because if you don't, like take the power that you have and say, no, not today. I am not going to scratch. I'm sorry I'm using it this way, but I keep on thinking of the sand fleas, because I know if you keep on scratching, it's going to irritate so much, and then it's going to get red, and it's going to itch like a mother. Well, no, it's not going to itch. It's going to really itch really, really bad, is what I'm saying. So just like a man, when they tease that flesh, and then they got themselves all worked up, and now they desire to have that woman even more, where it's going to cause you to end up making the wrong choice. That's what this video is really about. I'm trying to build up to that point right there, and I have to pick on the men. And I'm not saying women are not guilty at this, because women have needs just as much as a man, but there's all types of women out there, out in the world that might have sex addictions just as bad as a man. But if you are just seeking a girl to take care of that need, you're going to put yourself in a really bad state, because that shouldn't be the reason why you want the girl, or that shouldn't be the reason why you want the guy, is to take care of that part of you. Where a lot of people in this world, they actually don't even want a relationship, where they're like, hey, I'll just take a friends with benefits, or to have a one night stand kind of thing, and then, then you got big problems, then you're, Starlight is not into that, and I'm not going to go into that direction, but really, you got to control yourself in those urges that you can get with your, sexual desires, of taking care of your sexual needs. And not that it's wrong to actually spend a little time doing stuff like that, but it shouldn't be where, like you can't control it, because it's going to get you in trouble later on. You're going to get desperate. You're going to make some really wrong choices, where, you know, if you weren't doing that, like, and if you're telling your flesh no, or telling your, your body parts no, no, we're not going to do it. Instead of going to the porn site, go find something, something else to do. Go take a cold shower. Go take a cold shower somewhere, chill out, and, the more you control that part of you, you'll get better. And, because Starlight, she has been single since 2017. And I get my moments where, hey, I miss this and I miss that. But it's, that's not the only reason why I want a man. I don't want to go out and to just fill that part of me and not think of the whole, the whole picture, the whole, the everything. I want to, I desire to get a man that's been working on himself and that is trying to heal himself. A man that's actually letting go of bad habits. And you really got to, because you might have your standards high, but if you get too much into like watching porn and looking at women and, lusting after them and just looking at them in that way, then, there's going to be a girl and parts of you are going to be like, no, not, I've heard some messed up stories in my lifetime with this situation with that those urges that men get, and even women can go through the same stuff where you might have had a high standard when you're, keeping your thoughts clean and, your heart pure, and not to think of women and only just for that part, to look, and say, what, that's not, like all I want is to get a woman for that part, and that's where a lot of people do those one night stands or friends for benefits. But the more you discipline yourself, and work on yourself, please work on yourself. Find out, find out about, like how to self-love, self-love. And there's, try not to be so hard on yourself and judging yourself. And when you start really working on yourself more and more, is those urges that you had at one point will go away because you're so focused on being that change that you want to see in the world, that thing that used to take control over your life is not such an issue anymore. Because what you don't want to do is to cave in that flesh that's always says, give me what I want, where now you're saying, back off, no. Just like what you would do with your children when they keep on bugging you for something, and do you always cave in and give them what they want? Or do you teach them a lesson and, sometimes you cave in, give them what they want, then other times you could just say no for any reason. It doesn't even have to be a reason. It's good for them to hear that no. And when you do that with your kids, it actually helps them when they get older to learn to discipline themselves and not to always say yes when we get those urges. All of us can be guilty of having different kind of urges. You might have a gambling addiction and, you might be like, yes, buy a ticket. And, are you going to always buy a ticket when you want to buy a ticket? Or urges when you go to the store. I had this thing going on years ago, is every night I had to have ice cream. And so, I kept on buying ice cream. And then I started gaining weight. Here's another turtle. So, because I kept on caving in and I just kept on letting my flesh have whatever I wanted. Oh yeah, you want more ice cream, Starlight? Yeah, it tastes so good. Last night I want some more. So if you keep on doing that with yourself, you're gonna have a battle. You're gonna have a hard time. Like you gotta tell yourself no. It's, you gotta say no. I already gave you enough. I think these babies are fire ants. I think they look like that. They say Yeah, I think those are fire ants. But we don't want to go there. But yeah, you got to tell yourself no. You can't always give yourself what you want. Like even people have an addiction of going out and buying more clothes, and they never have enough. They keep on going out and buying more clothes. They feel good, and and then that outfit, they want to impress other people, and they go out and buy more clothes, and they go out and see what people think about those clothes, and then after a while they don't hear any compliments or anything, and then it's like, oh, I got to go out and buy another shirt or another dress or another pair of pants, and it can end up being like an addiction to going out and just trying to please others, and it's because you need help. It's because you need self-love, so you really want to really work on yourself if you are done with a relationship. But you might be saying, but Starlight, I've been single for 3 years now, and I haven't had a girl. I haven't had a guy, in 3 years. But what have you been doing with yourself? Have you been growing? Or are you the same person you are today that you were 3 years ago? What is the things that you had to learn in your last relationship? And I understand that we all have, needs, and it's great to get intimate with someone. But you don't want to just get desperate and, where you just go out and, like kind of like the way a man goes hunting, for a big buck, where sometimes they might say, oh, I can't get the big buck. Well, I'll go get Bambi, And then there's not a lot of meat on there. And then it's a big, people get really upset, because you got Bambi. Why did you get Bambi? Well, I couldn't get a buck. Or like fishing with guys going fishing where they want that big, huge monster fish. Starlight's been there, but they weren't patient, and they didn't have, the right stuff to actually get that big ass monster fish, to share with their friends and take photos of, where they're like, you know what? I don't need that big, huge monster fish. I'm just gonna, I guess I'll take the small fish, and it's not, it's not exactly what he wanted. He wanted that big ass fish, to impress all of his friends, and like, look at this. And Starlight's been around fishermen, so I know what the fishing world is like. So yeah, it's so important not to, feed your flesh so much, and like tell yourself, no, you think I don't have desires and I don't have like urges. I get urges, I love going out to dance. I love going out, and not the bar. I don't like the bar, but every time you go to any dance floor, I'm looking at these fire ants, we're good, is, I don't want to, I don't even listen to that music anymore. For days now, I don't even, my radio has been off more than it's been on, and that's just not like Starlight. I'm so tired of the old music that I used to listen to that it's been quiet. Starlight's not used to just hearing nothing. So, just nothingness, just not hearing the radio, not hearing, a video on YouTube or whatever, just quiet, peace and quiet. So it has been different in my car, because I'm like, no, because I'm not, it's not satisfying me, so you don't want to, you really got to control yourself as far as your sexual desires and needs, and work on yourself. Like I said, when you're so focused, because believe me, I've been going through this for years. I'm like, I really miss that connection with a man, just a snuggle. And yes, of course, sex, but you know what? I'm working on myself. And, for as far as Starlight goes, is whoever the universe has for Starlight, it's going to be a man that's been working on himself, So, and I do just want to focus on my, this is always to focus on what you want and not what you don't want. So, would it be right if a girl has been working so hard on herself and to get mixed up with a guy that hasn't been working on himself. So no, it wouldn't be right. Yeah, it would be an all win for him, but what about her? So you want to make sure that you're working on yourself, and then when you work on yourself and you do that work, God will bless you with that guy or girl that you really were meant to be, because you don't, like I don't eat meat anymore, but I have to be funny about this. Some people do not like liver. Now you might love eating liver, and it looks gross, doesn't it? Liver, raw liver before you cook it. So I picked that because Starlight only could eat only a little bit in 1 year, eating liver. But a lot of people are might be a big steak eater, so as far as like liver or steak, you wouldn't want to be stuck with eating liver if you could eat steak, right? So you just really want to work on yourself and control those urges, because if you let the urges control you, you're gonna get mixed up with the wrong guy or the wrong girl. And I had to pick on guys because they're more likely to, have those strong urges than women, because I'm a female. I don't get like strong urges like that. One, here and there throughout the year, yes, but not in every day. Like anytime I go out in public, I can't, oh my, look at that guy over there. It's not like that at all. As far as me as a female, I can't speak for any other female, but as far as me goes, no, absolutely. There could, it's not like that. Women are sexy out in public. So men have more of a battle than the females do. Guys a lot of times are wearing shorts way down to the knees. So Starlight's like, brace those babies up a little bit. Yeah, I want to see your leg muscles, where's those muscles, baby? So I'm being funny with you, but really, I'm a female. That's, everybody has their own little thing that turns them on as far as the opposite sex goes, and so if you are having issues with those urges, you gotta tell that monster there is no, you know, just kind of like wean it off. That's the only way I can figure out how to say it. Gotta wean it, just like, okay, today, but no, tomorrow, and then you gotta be firm and just not let that overtake you, because you're gonna end up getting with the wrong guy or girl, and it could be a big, huge problem. So anyway, I know I've gone long on this video. I do love you, and I just really want the best for you. Instead of worrying about getting hooked up with the next girl, and trying to find ways of getting that next girl or guy, sometimes we think that we're gonna set one up, like fishing, like, hey, I got the fishing pole. What kind of bait, what girl do you want? What kind of bait are you using? Are you using the right fishing pole? Because if you, as far as fishing goes, Starlight knows this. If you don't have the right fishing pole, because if you're looking for that monster fish out in the ocean somewhere, and you got the wrong pole, you ain't gonna get that fish, are you? They say there's plenty of fish out there, and there's that dating app out there, Plenty of Fish. That's where Starlight used to go. And you gotta, make sure you're the one that you desire out there, whether it's a guy or a girl. Are you doing the inner work? Are you doing that work inside, to have the right kind of bait to attract her to come in to your life, or to attract him? So anyway, I do love you. Yeah, this is sexology. So anyway, I haven't made one of these videos in a while, but I just heard a couple stories recently about different people, and I thought, you know what? It's been a long time to talk about relationship topics. So I love you so much, and if you get that urge, say no, 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 no. Just like, what you would do with your children, hopefully. Say no, you don't need to. But why, Mommy? I said so. That's it. So anyway, I do love all of you. This is Starlight. You can give this video a thumbs up. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Plus, don't forget, you can leave a message down below. Beep, beep, beep. And I have it in my pocket. Whoops, Starlight almost dropped it. You can ring the notification bell. That way you do not miss any videos. And don't forget, you can follow me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook and Kathy with a K, Dingman Starlight. So anyway, I love you, and I hope you get a lot of help. Just be firm and say no. Nope, 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 nope. And I love you so much. This is Starlight. This is Starlight. Love, light, and peace.